You're going to love this. Trust me.
Yo, what's up, Dragon Ball Junkies? Welcome back to the channel. We just had Nationals, the Nats tournament for Dragon Ball Super Card Game in Los Angeles, California at Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2024. Great event. I had a great time. And this video is my thoughts, how I played in the event. We'll talk about what I played, how I did, the mistakes I made. We'll talk about how the event was ran in general. I got some clips from the event, some video for you guys. But this is not the trip in the event video. That will be another video on the channel, so make sure you guys check that out. But in this video, we're going to talk about what I played, how I played. You know, the other video will have the prizes. It will have cool videos and shots of LA, all the stuff. But in this video, we're going to talk about what I played, how I placed, the mistakes I made, and my thoughts on how the event was ran overall. So let's get into all that stuff, guys. Roll the intro. So, Nationals, LA, it was an amazing, I had a great time. I was out there for like 5 days, staying at a friend's house. It was a great time. I had a blast. I played, boom, Mechikabura. Of course, Mechikabura. I played Mechikabura when it first came out at a regionals in Florida, and I didn't do so great with it. I did okay, but I didn't do great with it. But then when the anniversary stuff came out, and it blew up, and I saw Wangpo on, sorry if I mispronounced your name, but he topped the Asian thing, the Asian Nationals with it, and I had been playing with it with the anniversary stuff, and I really liked it. I had it built completely different with the Toa Unison and the Toa Critical card, and we're leaning on early double strike crits from the Salsa, and it was more of a control-y deck. I almost feel like I should have played it with it that way, because I like that more than when I saw how other people were playing it. I built it more that way. I included a lot of extra one-ofs. We'll do a deck list video at the end of this. It'll be quick because I know you guys know Mechikabura, and I didn't do that great. I went 5 and 4. I placed 207, so I got top 50% prizing, which is good. Best I've done in a big event. But I was going into this pretty cold. I hadn't played in person in about a year, and I had tested the deck online and stuff with the new cards a handful of times. But what it really comes down to, if you want to do well in these tournaments, is practice. You can watch. I watched videos. I studied the cards. I looked at the meta. I read the cards. I thought in my mind of ways I could beat these decks and put it together in the side deck, all that stuff. But really what it comes down to is practice, practice, practice. And also study your games. We're going to do that in this because I think I could have easily taken this record from 5-4 to 7-2. There's two games that I could have won for sure, and I made some pretty big mistakes. So we're going to look at that. Let's talk about my rounds. Mechikabura, deck list coming soon, and if you guys already know Mechikabura, it's a pretty basic Mechikabura list, except I put a lot of extra one-ofs in the deck because I don't like getting balls in life. And when I played at the regionals in Florida, I think I was running like a 54 card list, and multiple games I had 2 or 3 balls in life at that event. In this event, only one time was I stuck with 2 balls in life, and if that had not have happened, I would have won the game. I believe. I think that's pretty. I think the opponent probably agree. If I didn't have 2 balls in life that game, I would have won. Plus, I made some mistakes in that game. We'll talk about that in a second. But I ran it at 57. I boosted it up with a lot of one-ofs because I don't like getting stuck with balls in life. It lowers your consistency a little bit, but the deck cycles so well that I don't think it's a problem. I think the problems that I had in this event were due to my mistakes. So let's talk about it. So round one, I had the bye. I got a W there. W's for buys. Let's go. I got my invite from regionals, but round one, I had a bye. Round two, Gogeta. I took a L. This is my first time playing in person in a long time. And I'm at a big event and I'm nervous and I'm in Cali and I've been hanging out with my friend because I got there like 2 days early so I could hang out. And so, and I didn't practice enough. I wasn't prepared enough, but I should have won against this Gogeta deck. So, Gogeta, I took a L. I was killed by the leader's 75k triple strike. And the cool part of that game, the best part of that game was that he played the God Rare Secret Rare on me. The God Rare Gogeta Secret Rare. And I petrificationed it. And I was like, how's it feel to have a $1,500 card shut down by a dang common petrification? Boom, petrification. But then he swung with a leader and he did all his crazy leader stuff and ended up killing me with his leader anyway. But I made a lot of mistakes in that game. And this was a common mistake I was making early on, and I fixed it later. And maybe it was nerves. I don't know what it was, but but I wasn't pitching balls from Supreme Kai, my Supreme Kai, my salsa. Often this one. This one I always forget it. When I would play this out, I would not pitch two balls. You can pitch two balls to the draw. Of course, everybody knows this, but I wasn't doing it. I kept forgetting that, and I would realize it after, and I wouldn't do it. I kept doing that multiple games throughout the day, and I wasn't awakening on time because I didn't have the right number of balls. I would be like, okay, I should have all the balls here now. Oh crap, I didn't do Salsa's skill to pitch two balls. And I think that hurt me in that Gogeta game because I did that like twice. I could have awakened way earlier. And I was only 5K off of surviving. I would have had that, I think. Maybe not. Maybe that's a different game. But either way, I would have awakened earlier and I would have been at a higher, so I wouldn't have had to combo as much to survive these attacks. And if I had another turn, I think I could have got it against the Gogeta. I should have won that Gogeta game. Round three, Kale and Kefla. I played Kale and Kefla. I put W easy win, and nothing against the player. I don't remember who it was, but he was playing Kale and Kefla, and I was kind of nervous because I don't like playing against yellow. Yellow's my toughest. I always have a problem with yellow and green, and in this tournament, it was yellow, yellow, blue, green, green that I lost to. So, um, so it was Kale and Kefla. I was a little nervous, but I don't know if he bricked. I don't know what happened, but I put W easy win, and that's all I wrote. I kind of just ran through that deck. I don't know. I don't think it was a pilot's fault or anything. Maybe he just didn't. Maybe he bricked. He couldn't get his deck to do anything. And I was kind of interested. I've never played against. I was worried. I was like, I've never played against this deck. I don't know what it does. I want to see what it does. Um, I didn't get to see anything that it did. I just I ran through that one. So that was round three. Kale and Kefla yellow. Round four was U7 Goku. I took an L to that. I wrote brick, no pressure, turn three. This guy even said this about this later. We were talking in line or something, and he said, "Yeah," he said, "You didn't do anything to me on turn three. What was that?" And I was like, "I had nothing. I had um." I don't know if I had Awakening yet, but I had all extra cards. I had Petrifications and Power Bursts, and I would have played that. It was turn three. I had three energy, and I pretty much passed turn with all my energy up against U7. U7, you kind of need to go in, and so that one, I think I was taking that L regardless. I didn't write down that I made any huge mistakes. Now, one mistake in that game I did make, maybe I can't remember what my Z energy was looking like, but it was probably pretty low. I maybe could have maybe like play a Boo, play maybe even play the Vegeta just to get two cards to hand, take my life down a little bit. I don't think I had Z Awaken, so maybe it gets me closer to three. That's one thing I didn't think of at the time is Z cards, but also I was worried about what was happening next turn because I don't know the U7 matchup really well. So I could have not had any Z energy, but I think that turn 3, maybe I could have played a Z card is my point. That would have maybe pressured a little bit, give me some cards to hand, maybe get a blocker out. Um, that's what I should have done that game. Round 5, took a L to green Gohan. Too many floodgates is what I wrote. And he just kept floodgating. Now this game I have and I wrote couldn't finish quick enough, got whittled away at, and he sniped my hunt. So this game I have a lot of comments about. So this game, this goes into my biggest mistake section, so I'll talk about this when I get there. But I just didn't kill him quick enough. He slowly picked away at me. He sell Kamehameha, and I was so sick of these floodgate negates in green. You need hunt in your dang side deck for green. I should have ran 2 in my side deck. Hunt for the Demon God against green. I had one of these in my hand. It was like turn 5. We're in time. And I'm like, next turn, I got him. Because when he tries to do that stupid card, and he's already went through 3 of them. He used dang 4, I think 4 of those that Gohan negate. Is it uneasing? He used like 4 of them. And a dormant. Like, I could not get through to this guy because he kept floodgating me. And finally I find the hunt. And I have the hunt in my hand. And I go to attack. And he drops or no. How did it happen? It was right before my next turn. I knew I was gonna hit it, and he sell Kamehameha. So he gets to pick a card out of my. I have like 6 cards in my hand. I shuffle, and he picks the dang hunt, and then he killed me. Should have side decked 2 of these for green. Was a problem. All the floodgates. He sniped my hunt. There's another big mistake that I made in that game, and I'm gonna address it in the because I already talked about. The fact that I wasn't pitching my balls. Here's the other mistake. Round 5, this is a big mistake. I don't want nobody to call me a cheater, okay? Because I awakened. I had 3 energy out. I was tapped out. I awakened. I untapped 1, drew 1, played a Shin, and drew another card. Then I realized, as I was passing my turn, I realized, wait, I awakened too early. I looked at my drop. I only had 6 balls in my drop. I counted on the field. I had the salsa. I had 2 from that. I had 2 from this, and I had 2 from leader. I'm not sure what might have happened. What might have happened is I might have played a 1 drop and counted that as 2. This 1 drop. I don't remember what happened, but somehow I thought I had 7 balls in my drop, and I only had 6. And I realized it. And I said, wait. I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to awaken. So I think he called the judge. I tried to say, so this is what should happen. I should lose these 2 cards from my hand. And I had the 2 cards that I had drawn. I didn't show them to him, but I said I should lose these 2 cards in my hand. I should be tapped out, unawakened, and Shin should be in my hand. And he's like, okay, let's just call the judge. So he calls the judge. And then the judge comes over, basically says what I said, except instead of me saying these are the 2 cards that I picked, that I drew, because they were the 2 cards that I drew, and it was a Pan Secret Rare and a Petrification. Those are the 2 cards that I drew. And instead, the judge said, put them in your hand, shuffle your hand, and he picks 2 cards that go back to the top of your deck. I was like, okay, that's fair. That makes sense, because you can't really be sure that these aren't the 2 cards, that these are the 2 cards I drew. Maybe I'm just trying to get rid of 2 cards, so I say these. I get that. So, but he picked Pan Secret Rare and Petrification. So he picked the 2 cards that I had drawn out of my hand, put them on the top of my deck. It wasn't a big problem because I ended up drawing into the Pan Secret Rare anyway, and I still lost the game anyway. It didn't save me, but I had the Secret Rare in my hand. I showed the judge. I said, these are the 2 I drew. You should take these back. So it's not like I was trying to lie. He called the judge, even though I made the mistake, which maybe made it look bad. But I caught the mistake, and I called his attention to it. I could have just kept playing. and I don't know if he would have ever noticed. I could have just kept playing, and it did hurt me. That would have been a great tempo turn because that one extra energy back, drawing the card. I would have drawn those cards earlier, and then I would have drawn into more as he attacked me. I think that um, whatever misplay I made there could have changed the game. And yeah, so and green, I should have been able to beat green with Mechikabura. Usually I do in testing, but it just wasn't happening today. So I'm talking for too long. This is going to be too long of a video, guys. I'm going to have to do editing. Round 6, 7 coup, blue, 7 energy Goku. Easy win, I wrote. That was just a regular blue game. Blue is not tough for Mechikabura, which is why I should have beat Gogeta as well. Round 7, I took an L to U7. U7, close but no cigar. It was a close game, and I ended up losing. We were in time, and it was a very close game. I got some footage of that game, but yeah, I just didn't get that L. U7's a tough matchup for Mechikabura, or I just didn't know how to play against it. I didn't know enough about it. And then round 8, another L against Green Go Bros. The Green Go Bros. We went to time. I had 2 life and he had 3 life. It was a very grindy, long game. Again, I should have sided an extra hunt. Floodgate, floodgate, floodgate. I can't push through. I should have sided an extra hunt for green. I was not expecting so much green, and I lost to 2 green decks. So I didn't respect the green. It wasn't the hand control. I sided Deborah's. They weren't hand controlling me. It wasn't hand control. It was the fact that I couldn't get through all the dang flood negates with Mechikabura to have my big turn. And then I only ran 1 hunt in the side. I should have had 2 hunts in the side. That was the biggest takeaway from that. That would have been 2 hunts in the side. Those 2 green L's turned to green W's. Not screwing up in the beginning turns Gogeta into a W, which turns my record to friggin' 8-1. Of course, granted, if we had played different and the record was different, the matchups would have been different. So that really doesn't make sense. But yeah, should have prepped more for green is what I'm saying. And then round 9, I played against Vegito. That guy was really cool. It was a good last game. We both knew we weren't getting too much out of it, but I hope I didn't knock him out of top 50% because that guy was cool. But round 9, I played against Vegito. I took the W. I think I took the W because I saw an early pan secret rare. Came in handy against Vegito. He didn't have the counterplay for it. I panned on turn 3. Turn 3 is his heavy attack turn, and I had panned. And then I think I also Bardocked him on turn 4. So I really kept him from attacking me with his battle cards. And we were able to get that W in round 9. So we went. Really, I only won 4 and lost 4, and then I had a bye. So my record was 5-4. But it was an intense tournament, and I saw a lot of things that I could do better at. But now we covered all the mistakes. Oh, last mistake in the game round 8 against Go Bros. This is a mistake that would have won me a game without needing Hunt. At one point, I think he had 5 energy. He had 3 tapped and he had 2 untapped. I had played. Okay, maybe it was earlier than that. I had played Shin. So maybe he had 4 energy. He had 2 tapped and he had 2 up. And I had played Shin. So he couldn't attack with anything more than energy cost of 7 that turn. He paid 2 energy and he played his 8-drop Goku Gohan. And he swung with it. He played it and swung with it. And I said, you can't swing with that. He played it and swung with it. And I said, you can't swing with that because of Shin. And he said, oh, crap, I forgot about that. And he quickly picked up the card. And this was all very quick. Tap 2, play the card, swing with it. You can't swing with that. Pick up the card, untap the energy. Now, it's round 8. My record's not that great. And also, I'm kind of like, I've said this before in other tournament. After I went to celebrations, this happened to me once. Somebody put 7 cards in their life, and when I attacked them and they took their first life, I said, you don't have enough life. And I didn't call a judge. I just let him put a card in life. I let this guy have this take back, and I didn't even think about it for a couple seconds. We just kept playing. And then I was like, wait a second. He played that card out. That's the whole point of Shin and things like Mass Saiyan. Since the beginning of the game, you play these cards and you hope your opponent forgets about the card and does something, that penalizes them. He played that card. He should have been tapped out and then tried to swing with it. I say, no, you can't swing. You can't take that back at Nats in round 8. And that's my mistake for letting that slide. And no hate on the dude. He was probably, if I'm playing in a friendly game, I'm letting you take that back. I get it. You forgot about the thing. But if we're playing in a nationals, this is my mistake. I should have said, nope, stop, judge. He's tapped out. That's on the board. He can't attack with it. And then I win that game. Because the next turn he's tapped out. I don't know. He still might have done that stupid free floodgate. And still might have won. But I think I would have won the game had I called the judge on that. But that's how the tournament went. Now, let me talk about how it was ran and all the other stuff, and I will show you guys my deck list. Let's cut to that right now. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my 57-card Mechikabura deck list real quick. Pretty standard deck list, just a lot of one-ofs. If you guys want to watch a more pro level or competitive player doing their deck list slower, then you can go watch that. But just to give you an idea of what I played, we got the ball set. We got 3 of the regular balls. Don't forget you can use these balls against like Jiren to make them get rid of a 1-drop. You can use the activate main and have them get rid of a 1-drop. And then 4 of the Toa balls, the promo balls, standard Dragon Ball stuff. 2 Shins, good cantrip. It's just a 1-drop cantrip, but it also has a good effect against like green and some red decks and other decks to stop the 7 cost from attacking. 1-drop Mechikabura helps me find my balls, lets me play out. I don't care if I have to pitch this for something. I can pitch this for the balls. I don't care. I want this in my drop because it lets me play out my boss monster for 3 with barrier. That's cool. This plays into the Overlord Servant combo that you get with this card and with the Saiyan Berserker guy. Basically, you play this guy out for 1, draw a card, play this out for 1, attack with it. That's a 20k attack. Make them warp a card from their hand when you play it. Then you use Servant, bottom deck this, draw another card, and you get to play a 5k token. A lot of value with this little combo right here. So 3 of these. Also just another cantrip, a 1-drop. Hits off a power burst. You want to have a lot of 1-drops for the power bursts. We got 3 of these. And 3 of these Kais. Makes them warp one from their hand. 4 of the Salsas. Warps card from their drop and lets you draw cards. Gives you value. These are the ones, and also this guy. These are cards that let you dig for balls. And your leader. And so I was forgetting with this, and sometimes with this, that when I play these cards, I can pitch 2 cards to my drop area. So don't forget to do that. Make sure you remember to do that. Now here's our little aggressors, our little value engine here. These guys, the Salsas, the Supreme Kais, and then these ones, I can pitch these to my drop with the Dragon Ball here. And then I can play it from my drop. It's a critical. Pretty good. We've got 4 of the big boss monsters, one of the best boss monsters in the game. 2 energy, dual attack, 30k, makes them warp a card, removes ignoring barrier, steals cards, does everything for those, of course, the boss monster. One of these boss monsters, just because it's a board wipe, and it's a double strike. Sometimes you want the double strike instead of the dual attack, and you can play this off of the Mechikabura here. You can play this from your drop. So you also don't mind if you have to drop it or combo it off or something. Now we're to our 1-drop, our 1-ofs. I have a lot of 1-ofs in here. A lot of 1-ofs. We got Bardock the Tenacious, just a floodgate overrealm. We've got the Berserk Instinct Goku 1-of. It's a 1-cost 25k. It has Servant, so it
synchronizes well with this Mechikabura because I can also bottom deck it, draw a card. This guy, I've always will jam one of these in a black deck because people forget about it. Defensively, if my opponent removes something from my field, I can play this guy out. Now I just got a blocker, stop an attack that they weren't expecting. Also, on my turn, if I use Overlord, I can play this guy out for free, 15k attack. So if it's my pressure turn and I use the Overlord, or I use also, like, if I steal a card from my opponent's side of the field and then I use the Ginyu to take over the card that I gain control of, I could play this guy. There's a lot of ways that this guy could get played out offensively and defensively. So I just stick one in there. One of the SS3 tag team Son Gohans. Then we've got the Vegeta Goku combo, one of each of these. You can have this guy in your drop, and you're looking to hold this guy and get rid of this guy. Get this guy to your drop, and then when you overwhelm with him and he goes to your warp, you grab him to your hand, and then for 1 energy, you got a 30k and a 30k critical, and some board removal, all kinds of stuff. So this is just a great combo. Then we've got one of the Ginyus. A lot of people have moved away from the Ginyu, not putting the Ginyu in. I still put one Ginyu in. I'll show you, because you're gaining control of stuff with your leader still. Lots of cards. 7 or less different card names. We get their skills. Play them. A lot of cards in the deck gain control of things. So the Ginyu is always great to just have a free 20k double striker that you drop down there. Pan is my secret rare. This is my secret rare. I don't know. I tried a lot of different secret rares. I like Pan, especially when you're in especially because of its offensive purpose that people may forget about. You know, you're attacking, and they get through everything. They think they've survived. Last card in your hand is a Pan. You drop the Pan, you have a big old 40k single striker that they weren't expecting. Also the Floodgate, but it does get counterplayed by a lot. I kind of just got this because I needed a good black secret rare. I needed something for the deck, but I also needed just a good generic black secret rare. And Pan is one of the best generic, not just black. You can use it in any deck. Yep, you can use Pan in any deck. So Pan is just a great generic secret rare, good card to have. And so I got it, threw it in this deck, and it works good in the deck. I like it. We've got our super combos. I was really on the fence wanting to go 2-2 split with the super combos to have some not a sparking, but like a 0-10k super combo, just because there's a lot of times where I get stuck at a high life total, my super combos aren't active, or when you're down to like 2 cards, when you're down to like 1 card in your hand, and you know it's a super combo, and you know sometimes these super combos cause problems for me, but but I ran them at 4. 2 of the Supreme Kais, these were Poutines, but paying 2 energy for a Poutine that's probably going to get counterplayed hurts. This is better. Stop 2 attacks for 1 energy. Maybe these get sided out. The Shins get sided out. So these get sided out sometimes. Often the Shins get sided out. And then we have our extra cards. A lot of extra cards, a lot of negates. 3 petrifications, one of the best negates in the game. Main deck, 3 of them. 3 power bursts. We have a lot of 1-drops. It's good to have a sparking negate in this deck. 2 support of the Dark Empires. 3 darkness judgments, which doubles as just a 1-cost negate, or a free 5k for the turn. Sensu Bean for the turn. So very good card. And 2 super Kamehamehas. This is another slot. Usually these, and the Shins are what I'm siding out for other things. Sometimes I want the super Kamehameha, sometimes I don't for when I want to go in. That's the deck though. Let me try to get through this. Z deck, pretty standard, insurmountable. I had a great play where in order to keep extending my turns and kill my opponent, I had 5 life, and I used insurmountable to take a life down to 4, so my super combos were online, get some big swings out, fuel my drop, overwhelm, and then do the Vegeta and the Goku, the overwhelm, and I was able to kill my opponent that turn. So gotta have one of these. The Boo, I never played it. I didn't really play many of the battle cards in the Z deck. But there was a game where I probably maybe should have played the Boo, and I didn't. The SS4 Son Goku, we got 2 of those. That's just a big double strike. 25k double strike for 1 energy, 2 Z energy. If you need a critical, we got this guy for a critical. And then the first Kamehameha Mighty Blast and the Z leader, pretty standard black Z deck, Mechikabura. Here's our Z leader. And then side deck. Side deck is important, and I'm not the greatest side deck maker, but for red, for Jiren, for Pan, we got 2 Protector of the Peoples, 2 Oceanus. For yellow, for the 6-drop Goku. For green, for 8-drop Goku. For black, mirror match, 8-drop Mechikabura. 2 Broken Seals. 2 Deborahs for green, going against green decks. I mean, these came in handy great against the green decks, but what I needed more for green was 1 more of these Hunt for the Demon Gods. I ran 1. I think I should have had 2 in here for the green matchup. That would have helped me a lot. 2 Gohans for blue games against blue. 1 Jiren because I respect Turning the Tides because I played Beerus. And there's 7 Ku running around out there. There's Android 21. There's Beerus. There is stuff that will drop Turning the Tides on you. So, and I also saw Cell was being ran in Android 21, Perfect Force Cell. So maybe 2 Jirens. These 2 slots were Koitsukais that I took out and put into another deck. And then this is just a Deborah I just threw in here. It actually, people forget about this card. It gets around Deflect. It's a 2-cost counterplay that gets around Deflect. If it works, it will basically petrify a card that's getting played. It will stop on-play autos. It'll stop them from attacking. It petrifies them before they attack. And it doesn't let their on-play autos activate. So their on-play autos go pending, you counterplay it, and they can't activate their on-play autos. So this card is good. It's good against the 8-drop Gohan. It's good Gohan Goku. It's good against the yellow 6-drop Goku. It's good against Gogeta, the Gogeta deck. You could hit their big Gogeta, hit all kinds of stuff. Hit their secret rare. You could shut down secret rares with this. So I ran 1 of these in the side, and it actually came in handy a few times. But that is it for my deck list. Back to the video, wrapping up, give you my thoughts on how the event was ran and the tournament organization and all that stuff. So let's go to it.
All right, guys. So that's my deck list. Pretty standard Mechikabura deck list. A lot of extra 1-ofs, higher count than a lot of the decks you'll see. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. Let me know of anything you would change. Specifically about the side deck. What do you do to side deck against certain matchups? Because as we go into the next season, I'm going to keep playing the game. And I'm not going to be investing a lot of money into it because there's not a lot of money in it anymore. But maybe I might just get like a learn to play One Piece or something and get a deck and play competitively in that. We'll see what happens, but let me know what you thought of the deck in the comments. Now let me give you my thoughts on the event. Overall, great event. I had a blast. I had a blast in California. I had a blast at the event. The lines were long on Friday, which was early badge pickup. And I think it's because I got there too early. I thought it was going from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. It was actually noon to 8 p.m. So we got there at 10 a.m. and we stood around waiting for the doors to open for 2 hours, which was cool. Me and my friend and his son, or his grandson, we were able to fly the drone and hang out and stuff. But it was a long line. The line situation was kind of weird. This is my 2 most critical points. I think it was great, guys. So I'm going to give you my critical thoughts. We had dual venues. So there was a Bandai Card Fest where they're doing One Piece, Digimon, and other games in one venue. And then there's the Dragon Ball Battle Hour, which has a Bandai game, which is Dragon Ball, and Fusion Worlds in that hall. So that you had to get a spectator badge for each one. So I actually, in the whole time, I never ended up going into the other hall. I never ended up going into the One Piece because you had to wait in line to get the spectator thing. And by the second day, I could get a spectator pass and go in there if I wanted and record some stuff. But they were out of the free cards. So I had signed up for the One Piece spectator, but because I wanted the free cards. But on Friday, the lines were so long. Once I got my Battle Hour player badge, my friends got their spectator badges. We didn't want to wait in a whole nother spectator line to get those One Piece cards. Maybe we should have. I could have done that. But I'm in California, so I want to hang out with my friend and see California and have some fun. So I didn't want to make them wait for me or all of us go through a whole nother line to get the One Piece and Digimon cards. Maybe I should have done that. That's my fault. So, but if you're going there if you're going there day early, you had to wait in a lot of lines to get your badges. That's okay. I know people at the conventions are used to that. But then they had 2 events, 2 dual halls. So I never went in the second one. It would have been cool if you could have just got, I don't know. I don't know how they would do it. If they just connected them and you just needed 1 spectator badge to go in both the halls and you needed 1 player badge to go, or a player badge for each game that you're going to play. I don't know. But the dual halls and the dual lines for different spectator passes, for different prizing, that was kind of weird. And then as far as the tournament went, I would prefer a nationals tournament be best of 3 and be 2 days. We do, top cut day 2, have some side events on day 2. This is how they used to do it, where day 1 we play 9 or 10 rounds, and then day 2 we do a top cut with maybe top 32, top 64, top 60, depending on how many people show. Do that on day 2. I like that more. And then you have side events on day 2 instead of having nationals be crammed into one day. And then I think they did nationals actually finals the next day. So the nationals players that won their worlds invites had to play nationals on one day and then nationals top cut and then worlds all on the same day. While the other worlds players get to they get their hotel paid for, and like these other guys had to pay for a hotel anyway to play in nationals, the guys from America. And that whole situation was kind of weird. We need to have them separated. We need to have nationals and then for everybody happen in like November, December, January. Nationals happens for everybody. Have worlds in February, something like that. And then make worlds a little bigger. Maybe instead of top 8, maybe top 64 players in the world. I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. And then last but not least, not last but not least, but my last critique is the whole Fusion Worlds situation was a mess. I think Scott Dashy said on Facebook in the group pretty much made the point already. We need pre-registration. If you're doing a big new game, you're promoting the new game. A, you need more product. They needed more product. B, we need pre-registration. Guys who played in a tournament for 10 rounds the day before, they're not trying to wake up at 6 in the morning to wait in a line when we already waited in a line on Friday to get our badges, our player badges. As players, if you're playing or you're spectating, why couldn't we pick up the Fusion World badges to play in the Fusion World tournament on the same day that we picked up all the other badges? Pick up your badge early, register early, pick up your badge early. You get first priority, or maybe not first priority, but they set the player's product aside, and then you show up and you play in the event. You get the product and you play an event. You don't open the product sales up to the masses of all the spectators at the event and the players. The way they were doing it is you wait in line, you buy the new product, and then you take the new product and you get like a badge or something, and you go enter in the tournament. And I guess there's some drama. There's some drama. Every year we always got some drama. I'll cover the drama a little bit. There was some line cutting. People saw somebody cut me in line, and I let them. Because I'm a nice guy, and I don't know how to say no. I'm too nice. Y'all think I'm a hateful, mean guy. I'm not a hateful, mean guy. I'm a nice guy. I let somebody cut me in line. But no. There was a lot of line cutting, allegedly, at the Fusion World thing. In the other line, I don't think it really mattered too much. Like, I think they had enough per top 256 prizing for everybody. But at the Fusion Worlds thing, they only had so much product. So people are cutting in line. People have been waiting in the line since 6 in the morning. Might have just got bumped out. When I showed up at like 10, and the tournament started at, or no, I can't remember. I showed up like 30 minutes before the tournament started, thinking I was going to get in. I knew I wasn't going to get in, but I tried to get in line, and I was only like 10 people behind where the line got cut off. So it was a long line. She cut off the line. She said, "I'm sorry, we're out of product. You're not, and if you can't buy product, you can't enter the tournament." I'm like, dang, that sucks. And you could buy 2 starter decks. So people would buy 2 starter decks, and then they would give one of the starter decks to a friend to play with in the tournament. So the Fusion World stuff was a mess, and that was your new game. That was your big thing, Bandai. You kind of dropped the ball on that. Great event overall. I liked everything about it, except for the Fusion World stuff. You needed more product, A. B, you needed pre-registration for the tournament, and the tournament people have their product set aside. It doesn't have to be prioritized that they get to cut the line or anything. They still got to wait in the line, but make sure that there's product set aside for the players, you know. But that's the drama. The drama was line cutting this year. That was it. There was some other drama. I guess one of the French players in Worlds had some French cards, and he got what's the word I'm looking for? He got kicked out. He couldn't play, disqualified. So, but that's the drama. Overall, great event. It was amazing. I hope you guys liked the video, the deck list. Let me know what you think of my deck list, all the good stuff. And I don't know if this is coming first or the other video is coming first, but we will have another video that shows the prizing, all the opening, all the packs, and just all the stuff they had at the convention, all the good stuff. So it was a really good time. Make sure you guys like it, subscribe to the channel, watch the video, watch the playlist, and I'll catch you next time. We're going to get back into this game big time this year, guys. Since I made it to Nationals, if the game keeps going, people keep falling off, we're going to stick around. We're going hard. We're going to be back at Nationals next year, and we're going to have a better record. Let's go 2024. We out. Peace.